What's up, Black Comic Lords? It's your boy Paul, and once again, you are live with the Black Comic Lords. We are here for another part of our Black Comic Creator Spotlight series with honestly kind of a legend in the game, certainly in our community of comic book collectors. There are certain artists. You know how you can tell an artist is revered and really good? Is when you can look at a piece of art, you can look at a picture and immediately identify who that artist is. The artist that we have today, Mr. Sanford Greene, is one of those artists. Um, his name is synonymous with quality and creativity, um, and he's worked on some of the best books out there. Um, he's one of the best of the best. He's elite, and we are honored to have him here. So, without further ado, Mr. Sanford Greene. What's
Greetings.
up, sir?
What is up, man?
I'm loving your comic book rack behind you. Your spin rack.
Yeah, this whole thing, man, it's perfect. It's got the crickety sounds and all that rich antiqueness. I'm almost afraid to spin it because it will wobble and but that's how it should be. Should be like that.
I don't see any of your books on there.
We got a few. It's on the other side. I try not to be a narcissist and hey,
So, look,
look at that.
thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So, let's start with how did you get into comics? Like, what age did you discover comic books?
Man, when I discovered comics was back in the days when comics were in the local pharmacies, drugstores, gas stations,
Yeah,
and they were
on
in
spinner racks.
the spinner racks. Actually, the ones that I saw weren't spinner racks; they were on the wall, like a bookshelf, stagnant on the wall, and it was at a drugstore. I saw them on a spinner rack before, but I saw them in this drugstore first, and then I saw the spinner racks. Uh, but yeah, as a kid, I saw this stuff, and I was enamored because it was the stuff that I saw on the Saturday morning cartoons. Once I was putting two and two together, and once I discovered, oh, there's actual books based on the stuff that I see on the cartoons. Man, now I can get what I thought was the extra stories about Spider-Man and his amazing friends, or Superman and the super friends, or what have you. um that's what got me going when I first saw those books. So I started to not collect, but grab whatever was available at the time, and read them, but mostly drew the pictures, or tried to drew the pictures. And my mom was like, you know, she thought I was reading them, so she kept buying them, which was
Right.
perfect for me because I was like, yeah, just keep buying them. I'm reading, and getting my vocabulary up. I did read some, and I learned about the planets and different metals and things of that nature. So I could prove to her that comics were fundamentally, beneficial for my education.
Was the stories what drew you in, or was it the art?
It was the art at a young age. You're 6, 7 years old, so you're like, pictures is the first impacting thing that you are drawn to. And shortly after that, I started to read them. Secret Wars was the first comic that I could keep up with in terms of story, because things were so random. I didn't buy consecutive issues of whatever title. It was just whatever was available, or whenever we had time to go and grab a couple of those comics. But Secret Wars it was the first one that I actually followed the story on.
So what made you decide to transition from being a comic book fan into making comics yourself?
Man, well, like I said, when I was a kid, I thought I was doing something. I thought I was making comics, and then I got into high school, and then shortly after college, and got a rude awakening. This is roughly around the time in high school where I saw that infamous Levi's commercial with Rob Liefeld, and I realized, wait a minute, that's the thing that I've been playing around with like a hobby, and I'm seeing someone actually talk about it like a profession. So maybe this is where I want to go. And I remember seeing in certain comics, especially in the Marvel, I think both Marvel and DC had ads for the Joe Kubert School. And this is at the time where, that was the only higher education, if you will, for this type of profession. So I
Right.
was enthralled by that. I'm like, man, I got to go to this place, New Jersey, never been outside the state at that point, and begged my mom to take, to let me go to school there. Again, this is in, I was like the 10th grade. So I'm trying to gear up for moving on into, my next venture, college or whatever. But that's where I wanted to go because I want to go into, and around that time, that's when I started to really understand this is a possibility that this can be a profession, but I got to go to
Look,
school to do it. At
you're
least
from North Carolina,
South
South
Charleston.
Carolina. Is that where you went to college too to go study?
Yeah, I went to Historical Black Institution, Benedict College here in Columbia, but I'm from the Low Country, Charleston area.
Did you study graphic design or art in college, or what did you do?
Well, yeah, I did. So, trying to make a long story shorter, when I graduated high school, obviously not being able to afford the Joe Kubert School, again, there wasn't a whole lot of resources, especially at that point in time. We're talking late 80s, early 90s. The internet was barely a thing. So didn't have a lot of access to anything that went beyond whatever I saw in a comic book. So educational wise, the only thing I thought, I could do is just, learn from looking at comics. But my guidance counselor, she wanted me to go into, go to school. Benedict came into play because it was local and I waited to the last minute to apply for any place else. Plus I got a small art scholarship, and that's where I went to study illustration. At that time, there was a professor there, and this is where it kind of really started to come together for me. There was a professor there who was a professional children's book illustrator. His name is Tyrone Jeter. You can look up his work. This dude he's an absolute monster, man. He's a brilliant illustrator, and he, although he wasn't in the profession that I wanted to go into specifically, he was in the adjacent to it, and that's children's books. So he
Mm.
understood the ins and outs of how to get your work into the right hands, as far as art directors, publishers. He understood that part. He was the first person that I ever met that understood anything close to what I wanted to do. I grew up around a bunch of folks that either played sports or went to the military in terms of moving on to some type of success. Even college was kind of um, it was a rarity at that point in time. So he was the first, and so he definitely was a great foundation to start with.
Now let's take a look at ultimately what you started doing.
I think we're about to get into some stuff. This is way down the line, but definitely it's definitely one of my favorites in terms of the work that I've done over the years, especially the one on the left hand side, the with Black Manta sitting on his sea throne, if you will.
So this was a unique thing. Um, DC Comics, one of their most popular and revered black villains. I don't really like think of him as a villain, but sure, we'll call him black villain.
Mm.
And you and Chuck Brown, not Chuck, you and
Oh,
Valentine Delandro,
oh, okay,
um, uh, Valentine Delandro is doing the artwork on the interiors.
yeah.
Chuck Brown's doing the writing. You're doing these covers. This is kind of a unique experience for DC Comics. I mean, this isn't a milestone book. To have all that talent, that black talent on one book, I just thought it was really significant.
Oh, absolutely, man. When they approached me about doing the actual covers, and these are the variant covers, by the way. Like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah.
Valentino was doing the interiors, but he did the main covers, and I did the variants. I'm more prone to whenever I do work, especially for DC. If they want me on a cover, I really vouch for doing the variants because that way I can be a little more creative, if you will. I can play with the composition more and the concept. I can play with that a little more.
Do you prefer to do covers more so than interior work?
It all depends. Obviously, doing interiors is kind of the bell cow for artists in this industry for the most part. I mean, I've known some brilliant cover artists who's never really done interior work, but they're few and far between. Most of the artists in this industry, they get their sea legs doing actual interior work. So I love doing interior work because you get to tell some really cool stories. Um, I think at this stage in my career, the interior work though is I'm very specific about it. It has to be something that I am co-creating or writing on at this point. I've gotten to the place to where just doing interior work just to do it is not something I'm interested in. But what gets me up every morning is being able to have a full creative experience, writing and drawing.
And we're gonna touch about that a little bit more based on some more recent stuff that you did. Here's some other dope variants again with the variant theme. Um, you know, it seems, and you can give comment on this. It seems that when a comic book artist gets to a certain level, they have that option to do just a bunch of covers, variant covers. Like it almost seems like that's kind of the pinnacle of the industry, where your talent and your name is good enough that companies call you and people reach out to you to do a variant cover for them. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think so. This is some of the earlier stuff. This is probably the Captain America one is probably 10 years old at this point.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of it. I wasn't quite in the place I am now, obviously, but I definitely saw where what I do specifically was something that had a place in the the big two, if you will, the major publishers, Marvel and DC.
Right.
Um, Prior to this, it was few and far between. But to your point, um, this is the beginning stages of that, being able to do more cover work because there were more characters, more stories that they were featuring that had the sensibilities that warrant my aesthetics, my way of depicting characters
Your
uh
style,
forth.
your swag,
I guess so. I
your
guess so.
stilo, man. You got skills. Here's some more recent things from just the last couple years.
Yeah.
Cyborg on the left, this homage to that Teen Titans issue,
Yep.
and Eve on the right.
Hmm.
I don't have that Cyborg issue. I'm gonna hunt it down someday. But yeah, these are dope.
Yeah, yeah, those are fun, and two totally different um e- entrance levels of creativity, being able to depict characters of color from a traditional superhero sense into this more I guess semi-grounded aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I put these two pictures together specifically because I like seeing the fact that your art could be colored in a comic book portion or superhero portion is traditional sense with the bright colors. I mean, you got a yellow cover, which is the brightest you can do. But then you could also, your art can also be used with a more muted palette that you see on the right.
Yeah, a
Either
lot of
way,
that,
it still pops.
yeah, a lot of that has come from, back to your earlier point, of just being more of an artist, doing more covers. You learn different approaches to how to depict whatever information that you want to display on the covers, like the Cyborg cover or any of these covers. You want to go for something quote unquote iconic, or something a throwback or a classic. Certain colors you use, the primary colors, red, yellow, things of that
Right.
nature, versus something that has a little more somber um, mood to it. You use more cool colors, blues and purples. So yeah, I've learned that that approach. Um, and again, that's part of why I love doing the variants. I can do it on any cover if need be, but you definitely can play around with uh, just different approaches in terms of uses of color, even layout and composition, just to tell the story on the cover.
Do you give input to your colorist if you know there's going to be a particular colorist on your book? Do you give input as to how this should be colored, what palette to use, what colors you were thinking of when you did the pencils?
Yeah, I tell myself, because I'm the colorist.
Do you do all your own coloring? Because I know
Yeah, I do
sometimes some of your work has
all
been colored by
colors.
others.
I do. Yeah, I do mostly the covers. I do my own
Okay.
interiors. I give input, but because I can be a bit of a stickler for it. But for the most part, I do the covers.
So covers by Sanford Greene means covers by Sanford Greene.
Yep. Yep.
That's dope. Now this cover on the left is near and dear to me.
Hmm.
It's from a comic cover that I'm trying to track down still to this day, and the poster too, for that matter, because it reminds me of my daughter, who because this girl like literally sitting down with a pile of books around her with her head buried in a book. That's my kid all day.
With a red
Right?
dinosaur behind her, right? Yeah.
Minus the red dinosaur. Um,
Maybe a dog.
except
Dog.
maybe in her imagination,
Yeah.
maybe, but she's an avid reader. She literally has piles of books in her bed every night
Awesome.
because she reads herself to sleep. Um, and I just this is one of my favorite covers honestly that you've ever done.
Thanks. How old is she?
She's 12.
Oh.
She's turning 13 in a few weeks, but yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Awesome.
But I've been giving her Moon Girl books for years now, and she's been reading them all.
Yeah. Yeah. Truth be told, that's part of why I did that cover. I don't have daughters, but I got a ton of nieces, and I just thought it was just super, like, important to show that side, because that side is, it's known, but I think depicting it in this way, where it really just highlights that, is the reason why I went for it, because I knew it would impact, or hopefully I was hoping that it would impact, make an impact with folks that may have daughters or nieces or what have you, or even nephews. It doesn't, no discrimination in that, but specifically young Black girls being able to see this and seeing themselves in that image.
Yeah. This Sirens of the City cover, in doing research for tonight, I had never seen this cover before. If I had, I certainly would have picked it up. I love this series.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Takari Randolph.
Yeah.
What was kind of your inspiration by doing? Because I know the whole premise of that, or the setting for that comic book, is late '80s, early '90s,
Yeah.
New York, in the hip hop scene.
Mm.
What was kind of what you were thinking with this?
Well, I think even more so, it was, the early mid '80s, like
Yeah.
not pre hip hop, but it was more of just the urban scene overall. I threw
Yeah.
in the hip hop element to it with the whole graffiti thing because I thought it was, important, because that time period was where that scene was very prevalent. Uh, the tagging on the train carts and stuff,
Right.
because he in his story, Kari and his partner, they had a lot of different aspects from that time period in the story, and one of the characters is kind of I guess he's a hip hop influence character. One is kind of
Right.
grunge punk rock. One is kind of like emo. So that era was very rich, and those cultures cross pollinated. And I just thought it was kind of cool just to highlight the hip hop side just a little more on the cover.
Our boy OG Rich King Richard the Panther Hearted has asked, did you do a Tuskegee Airmen cover for Deadpool?
Yes, I did. Wow, that was a good while ago. No,
I
was
think
it?
it had Howard. It had Howard. Didn't it have
It was
Howard the
Howard
Duck
the
on it?
Duck. It was Howard the
Howard the
Duck.
Duck.
Yep, it was Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I have it somewhere.
yeah, that was ages ago. Probably around the same time that Captain America and the Avengers cover you showed, somewhere around that time.
Shout out to Richard. Sanford said he's glad you weren't on the show because he didn't want any of your smoke.
Oh,
Something
that's
like that.
Rich. That's Big Rich. I got to call him
That's
Big.
Rich.
Oh, Rich, I saw one episode where Rich just went off on, the show being too long, and he had to go to work the next morning, 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
that's like every show.
That's every show. I'm like, oh my God, please don't have me on here catching strays from Big Rich.
Yeah. All right. So this cover on the right, I liked it personally, and art is interpretive. It means different things. Different. For me, I see this image, and this is from Moonman #1. It's one of the variants. I think I own this one. I see the protesters. I see the fight the power sign, which reminds me of Public Enemy. Don't believe the hype. Public Enemy.
Yep.
You got the sister with the microphone in her hand. Um,
Or the
just
megaphone.
all the disruption of what we go through here, right?
Mhm.
And then you've got it all inside of this astronaut that's looking up and kind of going upwards, and just from a almost Afrofuturist sort of standpoint, I just thought it was a really dope image. Kind of like rising above the
Mhm.
strife of what we go through here.
Ye-
I wanted to know what was your thinking behind this cover.
Yeah. Well, the book is actually a creation from the rapper
Kid
entertainer
Cudi.
Kid Cudi, and
Yeah.
Kyle Higgins is the scribe for the actual series, and they both reached out to me about doing something on the series, a cover, and obviously, you would want to do something for issue 1 that has a bit of a, it can feel iconic, but it can also tell a story. And this really is about, the story is about basically, big corporation, overlords oppressing the people, the backlash that comes with it as far as protests, you know, fighting the power, if you will. And in the character Moonman, he's aspirational of he's the things of aspirations for things uh, to look ahead to. I don't want to call it dreaming. I guess you could call it that, to some degree. Having the having the will to strive forward. It's kind of like what you were saying. Um, that's the kind of philosophical stuff. There's more deeper meanings. Um, there's more deeper meaning, not deeper meanings, more straightforward meanings to the story. How this character became Moonman. But for the first issue, we wanted to kind of keep it broad and more philosophical.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't completely off the mark. I think our producer, Dr. Wizard, has brought up that image that Richard was talking about.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah,
Deadpool 45.
yeah. 2012. We're talking, Jesus, over 10 years ago. That's 12 years ago now, right? Something like
Yeah, yeah. All right. So let's go to our next one here. On the Stump, even did Archie,
mm-hmm.
even
Very.
making white folks look good. Look at that.
Hey, look, that's you're talking about one of the most on
Oh,
the stump.
iconic.
Well, the most black stories versus one of the most apple pie, American
Right.
apple pie kind of, of characters, if you will. But even that Archie, that Archie is more. I think those stories were more, if you could,
Contemporary.
yeah, more contemporary. So they weren't the classic, time period, 60s, 50s time period. It's all more.
Yeah, I like putting these two covers together because it shows the range of what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, man, you were you're digging up some old stuff, man. I hadn't seen that stuff in
Huh.
forever. Now these, I've seen these. Obviously, I worked on these two more recently.
Static.
The static cover is definitely one of my favorite covers. I think because of just the composition of it. It just really liked how that came out.
And
Go
then
ahead.
to the right, look, I'm not a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, but as a comic book fan, I'm of course aware of them. I can't think of a harder TMNT cover than this one on the right. If there's a harder one than this, y'all pointed out to me, but that cover is dope, man.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not even a TMNT fan, as I said, but I would buy this just for this cover.
Well, these are all based on the next generation of Ninja Turtles, if you will.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. I'm doing one on Jason Aaron's Ninja Turtles. So hopefully
Really?
I can live up to the to the standard that's already set.
Well, you're gonna have to beat this because this is pretty high up there.
Thanks.
H&H asks, how much freedom do you have in making these covers? Typically, when you create a cover.
And create a cover. I mean, like I said, when I do the variant covers, and again, you have your main cover, and then you have your variant covers. The variant covers, there's a little more freedom, actually a lot more freedom. And when I say freedom compositionally, not in terms of redesigning the character, and it's what it looks like, his uniform or what have you. I don't have that freedom, but definitely the way that it's composed, I have a lot more freedom doing variant covers.
All right. So our next one. This is some more recent stuff from some upcoming stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
This Ultimate X-Men. I don't know who this is. This Armor on the left?
that's Armor. That's the highly popular X-Men Ultimate X-Men series by Peach Momoko.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. She reached out to me about doing a variant for issue 1, which I was honored, especially with that book. I think that cover is the 4th printing of issue 1 or something like that. This thing got reprinted a dozen times.
Wow. That is a testament as to how people enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And then Destro. Look, we all know that Destro is black underneath that metal face, right?
We don't talk about it.
I wanted to do Destro. They reached out to me about doing Duke and Scarlet and a few others, and I'm like, that's cool, but are you guys going to be doing a Destro series? And they said, as a matter of fact, we are. And I'm like, really? And so I jumped all over that opportunity because he's
quiet as kept. There's a GI Joe run. I think it was by Devil's Due Publishing, where Destro's son has a son and a daughter who's black. So to interpret that as you will.
There you go.
All right. If you ever get to do some more stuff at Energon Universe, as a personal favor to me, Stalker is my favorite GI Joe of all time. I've been following him since June of 1982. I'd love to see a Sanford Greene version of Stalker.
So you
Just
can
put it out there.
So you could say you were stalking Stalker.
It's funny you should mention that.
Bad jokes.
A lot of the comics refused to. Hasbro stopped popularizing Stalker because people started to realize that name is a little cringy.
Yeah.
And so they started calling him Sergeant Stalker to try to lessen the cringiness of his name. But unfortunately, my man's being sort of sidelined because of his poorly chosen code name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
So look, talk about digging into the crates, digging into the long boxes.
Yeah.
Hip hop variants. So we all know the very first, as far as I know, the very first hip hop variant was in the Static Lost Boys cover. But you did a pretty early one too with this Method Man one.
Yeah, man.
And you've done some. Tell me about what went into this.
What went into that? Method Man's people reached out to me. Well, it was for the publisher. I forgot the name of the publisher. Big name publisher. They were doing a series of graphic novels based on different hip hop artists. There was a Biggie Smalls one, and I think a Tupac one. I can't remember. And Method Man was one of the artists as well. And they reached out to me about doing the Method Man cover, and it was based on him being kind of like Hellboy, where he deals with these supernatural spirits and fights monsters, but more of a hip hop version of it. So that's kind of where that came in as far as the cover. He wanted this really cool graffiti influence style. Again, that was my wheelhouse. This is around 2007, 6, 7. It got published I think a year after that. So I was really in my crazy graffiti stage with my art, and that's why that turned out that way.
Did you get to talk to Method Man about it at all? Did you talk to him personally, or just his people?
We signed. We did a book signing together, a few book signings. One at Comic-Con, San Diego, and one in New York, in New York Comic-Con.
Is he as big a comic book head as everyone says he is?
He definitely is knowledgeable. He, as a matter of fact, he went down a list. This is when I knew he was pretty authentic, because he it's one thing to quote, or not quote, but to know characters, but he knew story arcs. issue,
Right.
181, first appearance of Wolverine. Kind of back then, that was not as available as far as information. You had to really know
Right.
that stuff. And he was pulling that stuff out of his bag, as far as knowing that stuff, and he knew artists too. He was like, "Yo, my favorite run is the George, George Perez run of Wonder Woman or whatever." And so he definitely had a grasp of the different aspects of comics.
Hmm. Well, you didn't stop there with the hip hop covers. You did a bunch for Marvel too.
Yeah, that was that big initiative, back when Axel Alonso was the editor in chief, and he was a big fan of hip hop. And so he reached out to me and a few other artists and say, "Hey, can you help curate this series of covers depicting classic hip hop covers, album covers using Marvel characters?" And I thought that was the greatest concept ever. There were things done prior to that, so it's not like it's original. But in terms of doing an entire scope across the entire title list of titles at Marvel, doing every title with some hip hop variant to it, um, that that was new and pretty uh, aggressive, if you will. So yeah, it was pretty awesome to be a part of that on the ground level. Now it's kind of like it's kind of just the thing to do now, but that was the first initial stages of it.
And you got to do multiple ones, which not a lot of artists got to do. Now, here's the other thing that I've noticed about your work. Connecting covers are becoming
Mhm.
a big thing. They're
Yeah,
more frequent in the comic community, but you're like the king of the connecting covers. I mean, you've done like a lot of them.
done a few.
Was this Black Panther one? Was this your first one?
That was definitely the first one. Funny story. The section there with the Black Panther, the actual character Black Panther, the number 2 cover, there was a smaller image that
Mhm.
I forgot to scan to give to Marvel to complete that whole section of it. So when you look at it together like this, it doesn't quite fit in that section, but
Yeah, you can see
it is
that next to it. Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. But that was on me. But I quickly learned that if you're going to do this, you're going to have to, because what I did was I didn't draw. I should have drawn the entire image as one image, um, or laid it out. I laid it out as one image, but I didn't draw it as one image. If that makes sense. Like there were certain things
Right.
in the layout that I added in the actual drawing. It wasn't in the layout. Those panthers, for one, they weren't in the layout. And I'm like, you know what? That'd be cool to put some panthers here. And again, um, you're piecemealing this thing, and instead of doing the whole thing and looking at it, taking a step back and looking at it, I did one part, moved on to the next part, and didn't put it together until it was too late. Oh no, I forgot to do this last part, and it was already printed. But I learned my lesson on the next variant, connecting variants.
Well, it still came out good. But this isn't the only ones you did.
Hmm.
You did this one for Luke Cage. I had never seen these variants prior to me researching for this.
Mm.
And that makes me big mad because I really, really enjoy these. I love the fact that you have this. The first one is on the left is like an homage to Hero for Hire #1, and
Hmm.
it's the classic Luke Cage and Power Man period. Then you got the Luke Cage from the '90s, which was one of my favorite runs
Mm.
of Luke Cage. And then in the last part, you've got like his rogues gallery.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
I thought this is brilliant. This is brilliant, and I now have to track all three of these issues down.
Yeah, we this was done right after my run on Power Man and Iron Fist with David Walker. They wanted to do uh, kind of like a final. Power Man and Iron Fist was ending, but they still wanted to have the new series, the Luke Cage series, uh, pick up to some degree where Power Man and Iron Fist left off. But I was no longer the artist, but they wanted me on the covers. And I said, well, if I'm going to do the covers, I would like to do something that kind of tells the story of where we were going to go in Power Man and Iron Fist. So that's, full disclosure, that's a montage of characters that we were going to bring into the Power Man and Iron Fist stories, especially
Wow,
the last cover.
wow. Because you did a lot of the covers for that run, the David Walker run, right?
Well, Power Man and Iron Fist,
Yeah, the power.
only these. I did only these three. I think I started on. There was something else that I got tied up with, because a lot of my work too is not just in comics. I did a lot of work for animation, and
Yeah.
I think I had gotten pulled into an animation project right after this.
All right. And here's some more recent stuff. Now, I am a huge Battle Beyond the Planets, however you want to call it, Battle of the Planets, G-Force,
Gotcha.
Gotcha Man.
Yeah.
Huge fan from back in the 70s because I'm just
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
This connecting variants is absolutely fire. I didn't see is Pitch in here though, the character Pitch.
Number 5. That's only 4 covers.
So okay, 5. So apparently I'm missing one. Yeah,
5 isn't
that,
out yet.
that's
I
brilliant.
don't I don't know if as far as the official covers, I mean, as far as the issues, I think issue 2 just came out.
Right.
Um,
So
yeah,
5 hasn't the image hasn't dropped out yet.
it has. I posted that on my IG a while last week, I think.
Oh man, I must have missed it. I must have missed it when I was preparing for this. All right. So also more recently, now we were talking about this backstage. The final issue of this just dropped like a month or so ago, but you actually worked on this Red Hood, the Hill run, you said a few years ago?
Yeah, in 22, 20, the end of 21 through 22. Um,
Oh wow.
well, yeah, through half of 22. So yeah, it dropped this year. So I was involved with it early on.
So you did a lot of the covers. You did some interior work on this run. It's kind of split up between you and Tony Akins. Shout out to Tony Akins, another
Yeah.
brilliant artist.
Yep.
Um, but you did some dope work here too.
Thanks, man. Yeah, those are different covers. I think the red cover there, that was for the 0 issue. I think you just showed
Yeah,
that cover without and I think they did 2 versions. They did one with the title and the, the Virgin
the
variant.
Virgin too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, showing how your work works with either colors or it works with more subdued palette.
Hmm.
But you also, although you didn't create a lot of the original characters that was in the 0 issue,
Hmm.
um, you did do, from what I understand, the designs on this gang that was inside uh, this book, right?
Yeah, correct. Um, Sean Martinborough had some I guess inspirational rough sketches that I went off of and put my take on them.
Oh, by the way, someone corrected me. Yes, I said Pidge from Voltron. It's actually Kiop. I'm old.
And
They
what's
all,
funny
I mean,
was
Pidge and
I
Kiop.
knew what you meant. I just didn't bother to.
Because they're basically the same character, right?
Yeah,
If you look at
yeah,
Pidge and you look at Kiop, they're
yeah.
literally identical.
Yeah, I think that was
All
a
right.
thing that and to always have a character that's kind of you know,
A whiny kid character
yeah.
who's super smart. All right, so this is kind of the one of the main antagonists on this storyline. And this dude's just kind of badass. Love the
Yeah, man.
design. You designed this whole group, this whole band.
Yeah, I did designs for every member. There was a lot of characters in this. It was
Yeah, there
so many
were.
characters.
But this gang, um, you know how your work is good. This gang, although they're sort of they're integral to the story, they're not really. I mean, this story is what, 6 issues, whatever. They weren't in that many issues.
Right.
It more had to do with the Corley Jr. character, and the first character Slayer that we showed, more so than the rest of the gang. But these designs were so dope that as I'm reading it, I'm like, by the time I got to the final issue, I'm like, well, what happened to the gang? Like, where's the
Mm,
spin-off series for this gang?
hmm
This gang intrigued me. Like, they deserve their own
mm,
spin-off series because they look that substantive. They don't
mm.
look like your typical Batman henchmen.
Right.
These look like really fleshed out characters that I wanted to know more about. So if there's a
Yeah.
bug you can put in DC's ear about letting you continue that, I would love to see more about this game.
Yeah, we definitely went through an entire like man the laundry list of you know secondary uh, background characters that we could just possibly go back to revisit at some point.
All right. So here was a little joke that I had. I was looking at some of your art, and this came up, like these noses. And I was like, this was this like a stylistic choice that you made to make these noses on this is out the Red Hood book, look just like Dr. Seuss characters. Or was that because I know you said you do a lot of the coloring, but did you do the coloring on this?
No, I didn't do the coloring on this.
All
The
right, so
red
somebody made a choice
fleshy,
to
yeah. Yeah, I don't normally color noses red.
just curious, just curious, just curious. All right. This character, whose name escapes me, I apologize. It starts with an A. I don't want to do a spoiler for those who haven't read the story, but she's definitely tied into Batman lore. Um, was this a character that Sean insisted having in the book, or did he give me any input as to her look or anything like that?
Yeah, he wanted this character for sure in the book. Uh, he had this design already.
Okay.
Speaking of colors, that this I thought was a very effective color choice.
Yeah.
Matt Herms is the colorist. He did a great job separating um, the characters and creating this really intense moment. It's a sequence where she's handling these thugs in a restaurant in a diner, and so it's close quarters and it's really just intense, and that was fun to do.
Yeah. If you're wondering who this character is, you got to pick up the book. But suffice it to say, the way Sean wrote it, um, she could easily pop up again as
Mhm.
someone significant. I'll leave it at that. Keep bringing your questions, everybody in the chat. We're gonna, if we have time permits, we'll rip through the questions real quick. This is one.
I
It's
saw
a
a
little bit of
few.
a different, a few of them because we're time constraints. This is one that was a little different lane for you because you actually did some plot work, some writing on this one, right?
Yep.
Was this the first time you did writing in a comic?
First credit, yes.
Wow, that sounded like a very loaded statement. But I'm not going to touch that.
Oh no! I mean, no. It's the first writing credit. I mean, it was the first
I mean,
writing credit.
I didn't know if
Yeah.
you'd written someone. They're like, oh, man, that guy did not give me credit on what I wrote on that
Oh no
particular.
no! I you know, if you count Bitterroot, but that's kind of different because that's just, you know, creating characters and world building, and you know, obviously David and Chuck, they're the scribes for that. But you know, as far as like
Right.
ideas and stuff like that, you know, I'm heavily involved with that. But this right here, in terms of like literally having an idea that was fleshed out into what it became, that's the first time.
Is that called in the comics realm plotting? Like you were writing the plot?
Yeah, yeah. So yes, yeah,
I know
yes,
Jonathan Hickman is also on this book,
yep.
and I guess he does the script. Tell
Did
us
the
how the
script.
difference between doing the plot and doing the script.
Yeah. So basically, the plot is the idea written into broad strokes, kind of like
Mhm.
basically Marvel style. If you guys are familiar with Marvel style, where it's done in paragraphs, like this happens in this scene, then this happens in this next scene, and then so on and so forth. And then we take that, the overall structure of it, and we break it down to more intricate details, information. That part I was involved with as well. But then we got to the place where putting the voice behind the characters. Um,
Mhm.
I assisted in some of that, but that's where Jonathan. That's his lane. He took it on home.
Well, I mean, the art was spectacular, as usual. The storyline didn't was centers around Doom and Valeria,
Mm,
right?
yep.
Most of the rest of the Marvel heroes are gone for reasons I'm not going to ruin the story on. Um, but you managed, Black Comic Lords. We like to point these things out. You managed to squeeze in some black characters, regardless. On this cover alone, um, we got Cap Falcon, Storm. Thought I saw T'Challa somewhere on here.
Yeah,
Maybe he's on the back
he got
cover.
covered up by the Doom logo, which I thought was
The
interesting.
Doom logo got covered up, my man T'Challa. That is
They
a travesty. But
they didn't want to
technically,
cover up. They didn't want to cover up Magneto, which is where normally the title would go. I
damn,
thought.
you're
I
right.
thought.
You're absolutely right.
I thought what they. I'll say this because it's already out there. I think the news came out last week. They're going to do an oversize of this, and I am going to be overseeing the. Um, I'm going to be overseeing the design of it. So I got some ideas. Hopefully they'll let me do it. They should, because it's not anything infringing on the characters or whatever. Just the way that I think that the book would look really cool,
That's
oversized.
cool.
Yeah.
Squeeze more black people in it.
Well,
Oh,
it's
that
already printed. Stay tuned for the next thing. There is something else. Can't really go into
Are
that,
they going to
but
do another? Are you going to continue doing the Doom run, or like an issue 2 or
I
something?
can't really confirm
Oh, you
or
can't talk
deny.
about it.
Yeah, there is something else though. This right here was successful enough to where you know, this is how things roll, man. When they see the bottom line being met, now they want to know, well, what else you got? What else can you do? So I said, sure.
That almost sounds like a Black Comic Lords exclusive, Mr. Producer. But yeah, he's not listening. All right, it's not important. On the interior, because we're short on time, you did this homage to MF Doom, which was really cool. Was this
Yep.
your idea, or was this Jonathan Hickman?
You knew it was Jonathan Hickman's idea. That's a joke. That's a joke. There's no way in the world he would.
And it was also a rhetorical question.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't understand. When people ask me that, I'm like, If you think Jonathan came up with that idea, I mean, you know what? Hey, he could. But
Yeah,
no,
that was purely.
but yeah, that was definitely now it being on the page that it's on is
Yeah.
I'm going to give a little credit to our editor for that. Because my idea was I wanted to put lyrics like this at the early stages of the story, but more within the story. Like he's narrating it as you start to
Gotcha.
see the scenes play out. But it being on the very first page, like a quote, was more of a brilliant move. Well, at least he suggested it, and I started thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? That makes even more sense. So we did a quick layout of it just to see how it would look, and I'm like, oh, this feels even more iconic, if you will. And so that's
Yeah.
where we left it there.
And here's some of your the pencil work. It always
Inks.
amazes me when you see the
That's the inks.
pencil and ink work. It always amazes me when you see the pictures without the colors, how much more detail you can see. Really amazing.
Mm. Yeah, that was
You got
that was a lot of ink.
reverse Jack Kirby splots. What do you call the Jack Kirby?
Kirby Crackle.
The Kirby Crackle. Thank you. You've got the Kirby Crackle. It's kind of cool.
All you need is a dirty toothbrush and some white ink, and you can.
Is that how you do that?
That's how I do it.
Secrets of the trade. Is any of this? Do you sell any of your original artwork?
So, full disclosure, all of the originals for this was bought by a collector for a pretty insane price because he wanted the whole story. So wow. I do sell. Felix Comic Art is my art rep. He has some incredible artists, and yeah, so I usually sell through him.
All right, good to know. Because if I didn't ask that question, my boy Phil Thompson would be yelling at me because he would want to get some stuff. So there's Valeria. I love this page. This splash page, because I joked about, throw some more black people in the comics, but you did that.
There's a few in there.
You got, look, so this, not too huge a spoiler, but obviously this picture speaks for itself. You got all the Marvel heroes going up against Galactus, and you got people that shouldn't even be there, like Blade. Like, I love my man Blade, but what's Blade going to do against Galactus? I mean, it's like, you were just throwing the whole kitchen sink in there. Like, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, like the dinosaur's gonna bite Galactus. What is he gonna do? This is a dope picture. I mean,
all hands on deck, man.
You got all the favorites on here.
And I got characters like literally. I mean, Howard the Duck. Come on, man. I mean,
you got Howard the Duck. Shout out to you for pulling Blue Marvel off the shelf and sticking him in a book. He hasn't been used in a while.
Interesting story with that. Never mind.
whoa, no, you can't do that, man. You can't do that to us.
Never mind. Nah, there was a pitch that I had a while back and it just got squashed. That's all.
Yeah. You know how many times we've heard that on this channel?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is an ongoing thing. Blue Marvel and Black Panther are two characters that oftentimes pictures are made and just for some reason just don't get done.
Well,
anyway,
the Black Panther one is, I think, obviously now there's so much more you can do with him because of the popularity in pop culture. But I would say 10 years ago, couldn't do it.
Now, obviously, by many accounts in our community, this is your most popular work, Bitterroot, for good reason. Talking about connecting variants, I said that Luke Cage one was your best connecting variant. I was wrong. This is obviously the best connecting variant, in my opinion. The best anything variant you've ever done. Tell us what was involved in the process of bringing one of the best comic works in the last 20 years together.
Wow. So long story short, if I can make it short, we just finished Power Man Iron Fist.
Yeah.
We were kind of figuring out with Marvel where they wanted to go with the next thing. We had some ideas we wanted to, like I said, to continue to do with Power Man Iron Fist. They weren't really interested in it. So we kind of held those ideas, and we said it was all taking place during the Harlem Renaissance. We wanted to have Luke
Okay.
Cage show his heritage or lineage, if you will, and it was going to play back to the Harlem Renaissance. So that was kind of the first seed that we held on to. Chuck Brown and myself, we wanted to work on some stuff for a while, and he had the initial skeleton idea about a black family that hunts monsters, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of interesting. And so we started to collaborate back and forth, and I said, hey, we got this thing that we wanted to do with the Harlem Renaissance. What if we put them back there, what have you? Thought that was cool. I said, well, that was kind of an idea that me and David Walker had, but long story short, we kind of need to bring him in and help flesh that out, especially with that being kind of the setting we wanted to do. So we kind of all came together, came up with some really cool ideas. I'm giving you the really, 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 really skinny on this thing because there's a whole lot of other stuff that took place. It was the elections, 2016,
Right.
17, and everybody was feeling some stuff back then, and it just felt like we were like the monsters were coming out the woodworks, if you will. So we started thinking like, man, we got to make a statement about this stuff. And then again, that's where it started to flesh out more, and how this concept about a family that hunts monsters. What if the monsters are like getting bitten by a vampire or a werewolf? You turn into it if you get infected with it. And but instead of it being some kind of monster that infects you in that way, what if it's derived from some kind of emotional thing like hate? And so we just began to continue to build on it. And I want to say this too about the idea, because some people look at it as, oh, it's about white people turning into demons, because all right, at face value, at the very, very, very top, that's what you get. But this thing really is about something way deeper. It's about,
Right.
one hand, again, the title, Bitter Root, how something can fester over time and corrupt. It can corrupt anybody. It just doesn't just spring out of nowhere. It takes time. It builds, it grows like a root, and the deeper it goes into, the deeper the root, the harder it is to deal with, and so just kind of taking that whole concept and building on it is what we were trying to accomplish. Yeah, these are
And
three.
shout out to you, you guys having some of the best covers on a run ever. Do you realize how hard it is to find some of these covers at like a normal price? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're up there, man. I'm very fortunate to have all of these, a few copies of each one, but only a few, because you
Yeah.
get to a place where you go to conventions and people are offering insane amounts of money. So I'm like, oh well,
Well, no doubt.
you know. But
I have this one on the left, but I do not have these other two. There's oof.
yeah,
Prices on those are crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, you guys had some incredible. Was it intentional for you to do? Did you say, "Hey, we got to put some dope covers. We know the fans will like that."
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Now,
I was gonna say
is
really quick.
designed. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say really quick. the cover, the black and white cover, with the
Right.
hints of red in the background. I'm going to take credit for this one because that's, I don't know if you know, Michaela Sozo. She's like one of the dopest cover artists at DC right now. I think she's doing
Mhm.
Catwoman. I met her back in right around the time this issue came out. So this is like 2020, 2019. I met her
And
at,
she does a lot of cover work. She did some Black History Month covers too.
oh yeah, she's incredible. She showed me
Yeah.
her portfolio, and she was so unassuming. She's quiet, and she was just like, kind of cagey, showing me her work, and I'm like, my God, you should be in this industry. You need to be doing, you need to be in this industry. So I said, I'll do this for you. I can't do much, but I would love to get you on the cover. And so this is her first. I think this is her first published work, that cover.
Wow.
And now she's doing
Uh,
Catwoman and Batgirl, and she's got all these high end, super exclusive, cover variants.
and now I've got to track down her copy. Thank you for adding to my debt. The one to the right, the Juneteenth cover. This is your work.
Yep.
Has anyone ever done a Juneteenth comic book cover before this?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think that makes this somewhat of a important book as a result of that very fact by itself.
Did you
Not
see
to
the
mention,
back?
it's just a dope cover.
Did you see the back cover? What it looks like on the back?
I don't remember. Did it have the?
So each of our covers has the logo, the gears with the root. That's the logo.
Right.
Each cover has that on the back, but that one has this. Let me. I guess I'll give you another. I don't know if this is an exclusive because it's been out there for a while. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to leave my
Oh,
post.
take time.
So this is the cover.
Yeah.
That's on the back.
That needs to be a tattoo.
Yep.
That's dope. That actually reminds me a lot of the do I have that here? No, I don't have that here. Of the Black Panther annual one cover done by, was it Larry Stroman? But he has a similar design with the fist to the side like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What did my producer do? Great. Thank you. Just because I know we're short on time, I just want to scroll through some of these other covers that just Bitterroot came out with.
Yeah, that was
you guys
fun.
just killed it.
That was fun. Got some really dope artists paying homage to, different iconic movie posters.
Everything from the culture, man. Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Juice. The middle one was
come on, man. You'll win the prize. Right? If you can, can anyone in the chat tell me what the middle cover is paying homage to? Would you say, Paul?
I was gonna say Beat Street, but it's not it. It's
you would be right if you knew for sure. You would be correct if you knew it for sure.
Yeah, I think it was Beat Street. It was Beat Street, yeah. This one on the left reminded me of it's a horror movie that's the name escapes me right now. I can't remember. But it was kind of cool. I mean, I just me personally.
Yeah, the one on the green hue is the trade, the third issue, the third volume trade, and
Right.
the one on the left is the hardcover.
I love how in your trades you did
Sure.
variant colors as well, which is kind of cool. Someone's asking about your shirt. What does
Yeah.
the shirt represent?
This is actually
Festival,
a festival here in South Carolina. It's a
South Carolina.
Black Film Festival.
Is that your design?
As you guys, no, it's not. But I was one of the main guests last year actually. Um, I can give you more information about it. It's usually held in November. I think it's in November, but it's in
Derek will
South
put the.
Carolina. It's in South Carolina, Charleston, and they fly in different film producers. And I'm hearing some
All right. So
static.
just scrolling through just some serious splash pages here. The detail is phenomenal. Um, did you do the coloring on this particular one?
Not this one, but again, having a lot to do with overseeing it for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was an intense splash page.
Yeah, this is like the final issue,
Hmm.
and we've gotten Cotton Sangaree here. This is
Yep,
World War II at this point, 20
yep.
years later.
A
So,
little older.
and this actually now the time that this issue came out, there's another book that came out that was very popular in space called Black Cotton,
Hmm.
and we've interviewed the creators of the book, Brian Hawkins, Patrick Foreman, and they had a character in their book that reminded me of Cotton Sangaree.
Mm.
And it's this character on this particular cover, the variant cover they did. And this gentleman in the front, his name is Elijah Cotton. So
Mm.
you've got Cotton Sangaree, Elijah Cotton. These books came out within a month or two of each other. So I'd asked Brian, is this you guys inspired? Like, was this an homage? Or he's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, Sanford Greene is in different circles than I am. He's too cool for me. Something to that effect. But
Well,
I just thought that was kind of cool.
Cotton, our Cotton is an albino, so
Yeah.
there's that. But yeah, it looks cool.
I just thought it was really cool that these books came out within like a month or two of each other, and the characters both have the name Cotton. They look kind of similar. But yeah, final issue. The Cotton family. We need to know what's going to happen to them next.
The what family?
And this announcement comes out.
Would you say the what family?
I said the Cotton family, Sangaree family. I'm talking Cotton so much, I'm thinking Cotton. The Sangaree family. Uh, this announcement comes out that Bitterroot's coming back finally. But it's going to take place in a different time period. What time period is it going to take place in?
Early 1960s.
All
This is
right. So you're doing kind of a retro 60s future version, kind of like Jetsons type thing.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Challengers of the Unknown, Agents of Shield, like
Right.
that Kirby Steranko time period where they did some really cool stuff. That's where the inspiration is coming from. Of course, with black sensibilities to it.
Right. Right. What can you tell us without being spoilery about what people can expect from this run? Because this is the same family. Is this the next generation? Is this the? Because I kind of see. I think that's Cotton Sangaree to the right. Is it not?
Yep. So if we can go from left to right as far, oh well, you can do this too.
Oh, there we go.
Either way, either way.
Oh, we'll
Um,
do this. All right, let's do
so
it this way.
first character here on the left, that is Blink Sangaree. She's now the elder statesman of the family. This is the next generation, by the way. She's the elder statesman. As a matter of fact, in the updated design, she has a little gray on the temples there. in the
Okay.
updated version, so you can really see her age. That's her daughter on the right.
All right.
That's her son on the left. Um, the woman on the right, that is Berg's daughter. She's a little older because try not to go too far down the rabbit hole, but
No spoilers. No spoilers.
well, no, it's in the hardcover. In the hardcover, you see her, Berg's daughter, when she was little. I guess
Yeah.
if you got the hardcover, if you don't have the hardcover yet, this is a spoiler. But there's a short story that we did in the hardcover that's exclusive to the hardcover. It's not in anything but the hardcover. And you see
The
them,
final hardcover.
yeah, with the collection of everything. We
Yeah. Yeah.
thought it would be cool to put a story in that. Oh, I'm mistaken. I'm sorry. The story is in Image. God, that story is in the anthology called Image. God, I got it somewhere here. It was one of those things where they wanted to do short stories from all these established comics like Saga and I don't know, Walking Dead, and it'll be stories that's exclusive to this anthology. So we did one that was based on the next generation of the Sangre family, but they're like really young, like babies, or little
Mm.
kids. So that's, again, if you read that, then some of that kind of helps this story. You don't really need to read it, but it will be nice. And then Cotton, obviously now he's much older, more battle scarred.
The guy to the right looks like Adam Clayton Powell or somebody.
He is definitely inspired by Adam Clayton Powell.
Okay. Then you have a new project coming out.
Yeah,
What can you tell us about this?
1000. The character that's far, far to the right with the green flowing hair. His original
Looks like
form,
Lion-O.
he's honestly more inspired by Goku than Lion-O. But I
Okay.
get it. I can see how that looks like. It could be a Lion-O thing. But that long flowy hair is just a stylistic choice. His hair is not that long. It's pretty insane. But his true form is a dragon. But he created, not created, but he was charged um, with an alleged crime that basically is punishable by by way of returning, not returning, but turning into a human, which is what they consider one of the lowest forms of living species. The dragons do. And yep, it's a webtoon. It was a webtoon, and we're taking that webtoon and we're collecting it into a hardcover graphic novel. And it was
The campaign just ended on that, right?
yeah, it's on Zoop, but I don't know if you have the link, but you can still, I think you can still order. But I think the Zoop campaign portion, the backers for that gets the exclusive stuff, but you can still order the basic story graphic novel on the Zoop
I
website.
think Dr. Wizard's going to put the link in the chat for people that want to still order his latest work. Anything else you have upcoming you want to tell us about?
Yeah, unfortunately, the 1000 is not my latest work. It's pretty old, but we just decided to put it out on a into a hardcover because it was the webtoons project that I did back in 2018, somewhere around there. Webtoons is a pretty big platform for uh, digital comics, and the scrolling format is uh, the thing that really makes that attractive. But we took that and reverse engineered it, if you will, and made it, formatted it to be able to be a graphic novel. So it's a pretty interesting process to do. Um, but yeah, that's what's coming. Even though it's an old project, the book portion is new.
All right. So do you have any other new projects you want to share with the fam before we go?
Just announced. I did a print for Mondo or Thundercats. That's um, available for pre-order. I think there's an anniversary for Thundercats that's coming up. And yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And of course, Bitterroot is coming back early next year. Be on the lookout for that. Got a bunch of covers I'm working on. There is, oh, well, yeah, I can just say it. It's not comic related or anything. It's film stuff. Working on Spider-Verse 3. I worked on this.
Wow.
I worked on the second one, and whenever that's coming back,
Like character designs? What are you doing?
I did all the Spider-Verse 2. I did all of the merch and promotional work. Like if you see whatever, I worked on the Nike campaign. I did the illustration that you saw Miles in the Jumpman pose. That's me. I did, you name it. I mean, Happy Meal. You know, the Happy Meal boxes, the illustrations. That's on that. That's all my stuff. And I actually, in the film, the chapter breaks when you saw the comics that kind of just dropped down to represent the next chapter in the story of the movie. I did a few of those, especially the most popular one is the one right before Evil Miles shows up.
Right.
Yeah, so
You're
that's
gonna
all.
be doing the same stuff in the next film?
Say it again.
You're gonna do more of the same stuff in the next film?
We'll see. I don't know exactly what they have planned, but yeah, we're gonna, I'll do whatever they need me to do. It's just
Final
exciting
question.
to work on it. Yeah.
Final question. Because I know people are gonna be mad if I don't ask this question. What's up with the Bitterroot television series or movie?
Oh, what is up with it? Well, with the pandemic, the writer's strike, and what was the other thing that happened? There was several things that it just felt like we were
Well,
getting hit
the
with a
the, the
tidal wave.
director had an unfortunate loss.
Well, and then Regina losing her son, which was extremely tragic. With all of
Yeah.
that, and it's still in play. We're still, as a matter of fact, I saw a script that is pretty much there. It's Hollywood though, man. So they're trying to get their sea legs under them with all the other moving parts behind the scenes. That's the other thing too. Executives kind of move, and now you got to catch up. You have to get some other executive caught up to speed, and on top of that, these Kugler and Regina, they're extremely popular, obviously. So, but they, we had a meeting, and they're very much still on board with this thing. So, all we can control is, um, this stuff right here, and we're going to continue to do. I got an echo. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
But we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to do just that, and just put out some really cool stories that hopefully will continue to resonate and do some great things.
Well, Sanford, on behalf of Black Comic Lords and our community, just wanted to thank you for coming out, spending time with us, and sharing your stories about your work. You're a brilliant artist. You're very revered in our space, and we
Thank
hope you come back soon.
Yeah, this is cool, man.
We have a Go ahead.
I was just saying thanks. This was great.
We have a tradition here at Black Comic Lords that when you interview with us, we consider you family, and we'd like you to look into the screen, say your name, and say, "I am a Black Comic Lord."
All right. Hey, my name is Sanford Greene, artist, illustrator, and I am a Black comic lord.
That was perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Now you've been initiated into the crew. You have all the rights and privileges of being a Black Comic Lord.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Hey, as long as Rich is cool, we're good.
Rich hasn't yelled too much in the chat at me, so I'm guessing everything's cool. If it's not, I'm sure he'll hear about it the next show and he'll give me an earful.
Cool, man.
But all right, man. Thank you very much for your time. Those following us in the chat, thank you. Please hit the like button, share the video. Don't go anywhere. We have a very, very, very special interview coming up after this. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back. Thank you very much.
What's good, Comic Fam? I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Concrete Comics, and I'm also pretty sure you guys are familiar with Freestyle Comics. Well, what if I told you they were partnering together and give you guys an amazing promo code? So listen, here's the deal. You go to any one of these websites, you're gonna save 20% off by using this promo code. Now, if you spend more than $50, you're gonna get free shipping. You can't beat this. And when I talk to you about industry standard or better storylines and art, I mean, you're really not beating Freestyle Comics. You're definitely not beating Concrete Comics. Listen, this is not a sponsorship. I've literally read all of these books and they're fire. So stop crying and start buying. Concrete Comics, Freestyle Comics, joining forces. Make sure you use this promo code. You're gonna get 20% off. You spend more than $50, you're gonna get free shipping. We out.
Here's our black real estate in comics. What do I mean? Let's check out Black Panther. He is gone from the MCU for reasons. And what is happening in the comics? We can complain all day about how our champion is being treated, but we don't own that character. Look at Milestone character, created by one of the greats, Dwayne McDuffie, my guy. But we don't really own or control any of his characters. DC does. So I'll ask again, where is our black real estate in comics? Meet Delta Dogs from Millennial Comics, created and controlled by us, where story sits in the forefront. Delta Dogs is more than just black characters being black for the sake of being black. This story is about 7 cousins that gets into an encounter with a mysterious glowing stranger that changes their lives forever. And with their unique abilities, this family may be the one thing that can save their hood that's being ruled over by a vicious super gang. With an ex-criminal as their leader and other superheroes that looks the other way when it comes to their environment, this will be an impossible mission to pull off. Grab these books in our hardcover Ultimate Edition bundle at millennialcomic.com so we can really have some skin in the game when it comes to the comic book industry. Keep doing y'all thing, Black Comic Lords. Peace.
Hello. Tim Fielder here, author of Maddie's Rocket, Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, and the graphic history of hip hop. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Buy my books. Go to Diesel Funk, at Diesel Funk on all social media handles. I need you to buy my books. Thank you, Black Comic Lords. Peace.
And we are back once again on with the Black Comic Lords. I promised you guys a very, very, very special interview, and here we go. one of the hottest comic book companies out in comics is about to come speak to us about their latest project. Ladies and gentlemen, Concrete Comics. Here we go. Man, oh man, oh man. It has been too long. Why y'all hiding from us, man? Come on.
Hey man, you know, every so often we like to pop out the shadows, man. We throw the back signal up there and we come out.
What's up, big time?
Hey man, you know, can't call it, bro. Can't call it, man. Concrete Comics is definitely here. We got some of the up and coming Jedi recruits dropping some fire, man. Jari, we got Lau. I'm not sure where Lau's picture is, but yeah, man, we got it.
I don't think we want to see that anyway right now. We don't need that energy to kick this thing off.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you.
Can't see me?
We see you, bro.
What are you talking about?
You might got your camera off, bro.
So y'all can't see me? Can you? No one.
I see you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, we see you. We see you.
All right, we good.
Wow.
I apologize. I got mic issues. I don't know what's going on with my mic. So we'll just try and bear through this. So Lonzo, you got a super secret project that you're about to drop on us. Give everybody the lowdown. Tell us what's going on.
So y'all know y'all been following Concrete Comics for about 5 years. This is our 5th year anniversary. This is one of our biggest drops of the year. And this is a historical moment for Concrete Comics, actually. This is our first ever in-universe crossover that has taken place. And with two of our most popular street tier characters, Watchmen by Lau Ringgold and Deja Vu by Jari Cecil. And the story is outstanding. We done sent it out to test readers, coming back with all fire emojis. So I'm just excited to present this and to let the guys talk to you about it, man.
Now, these guys are you guys are very competitive over in Concrete Comics. I mean, I've seen. I remember from K-Way Weekend hearing the chatter about these particular two characters and who would win in a fight. And there's a lot of debate about that. And I guess this story is the resolution, right? I mean, will there be a definitive winner at the end of this run?
Oh yeah. I think for sure the fans will get what they're looking for.
Okay, all right. Because these power sets are different. So let's take a look at what you guys got.
So we got Watchmen here. So we got Deja Vu here. As you see, what I want people to go into this story and really think is like, is this a friendly competition? Do they really like each other? Do they hate each other? Is somebody gonna die? You know what I'm saying? That's when I went into reading this, I didn't know where they were going with it. I know they're in-person rivalry. And I wanted to see it come out on the pages. So when Jari and Lau pitched it to me, I was all green light, man. So yeah, Jari, please tell us about what some of your thoughts were with creating this surprise crossover.
I think from day one, it just made a lot of sense for these two characters to cross paths. For those of you who may be tuning in who might not know a lot about Deja Vu and Watchmen, but as Lonzo already stated, these are two of the premier street tier characters on the brand. Both myself and Lau, we're both from Chicago. Both of our stories take place in the fictionalized Chicago, so they already operated in similar spaces. As Paul referenced, the power sets are different. They're very unique. They kind of counteract each other in a very unique way. So I think this was pretty much inevitable. I had an absolute blast on this project working with Lau. I think you see a perfect blend of our two writing styles, a perfect blend of the characters' personalities, a perfect blend of action and story driven dialogue and everything like that. So definitely excited for everybody to get their hands on it. We, like Lonzo said, we've been sending it out to some reviewers and getting a lot of positive vibes from it. So definitely excited about this one. Now, Paul, what you got up here is so Lonzo kind of referenced this in-person. So it's personal between me and Lau in a good way, right? You know, I gotta big brother him every now and then, you know, just to let him know what's going on. But we got so many different cover variants, and this is one of my favorites here. The one on the left is officially cover A. You know, I gotta let them have something every now and then.
Wait, pause. Has this ever been shown anywhere before?
Not side by side. So this is perfect.
So this is a Black Comic Lords exclusive.
A Black Comic.
Yeah.
So everything y'all are hearing right now is the first.
This is a Black Comic Lords exclusive.
Oh yeah, man! Everything you're hearing today, this is the first place, the first stop on the show. Black Comic Lords, the first place that gets this interview, this exclusive right here.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
No. So our focus here was really to, you know, give the fans what they're looking for, right? You know, there's plenty of fans of Deja Vu out there. There's plenty of fans of The Watchmen out there. There's plenty of fans of both out there. So you really get to kind of pick your flavor with this campaign that we're launching. So this is the first time you're seeing these two side by side. So it's kind of obvious the switch up. One, you know, kind of highlights Deja Vu right there in the front on the right hand side, and then on your left you got the one that kind of highlights The Watchmen a little bit. So fans will be able to choose their cover, you know, going into this Kickstarter. You got your cover A, you got your cover B, and then we got some super exclusive options as well. We got somebody in the chat, Manifestos, asking what are their powers. So Deja Vu, he has powers of precognition, enhanced fight or flight responses. So people have heard stories of humans achieving incredible feats when they're under duress and things like that. So his body can manipulate that aspect of peak human conditioning and things of that nature. And then his suit generates kinetic energy as he moves and things like that. And then Watchmen, Lau, you want to break down Watchmen powers?
Oh yeah, sure. I thought you were just gonna keep talking, but so
and it starts already.
So basically the Watchmen, he's technically better version of a super soldier. So he has enhanced strength, speed, reflexes, enhanced senses. Basically, so he's basically like Captain America, Wolverine, Daredevil, all mashed in one. But he's stronger than the average super soldier because the more he works out, the stronger he gets. So his strength level isn't his base level. Like he can get stronger. That's all I had.
Hey Paul, you'd be surprised at what the group chat looks like between these. It's three of us in this group chat, and it's just pure chaos. 24/7.
You guys are spicy, man. It's I was looking forward to seeing y'all talk to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Paul, I mean, so what you flipping through now? We had some preview pages just before that. Some of our favorite panels and pages that came back. Yeah, so here, back up one more. As we talk about exclusive covers and things like that, this is one of our variant covers here as well that will be available. Just nice. A real dope piece. Love the coloring on this piece here. I guess I'll get some credit to Lyle on the design and everything on this one. So it
was pretty much on me.
Who's your colorist? Is it you guys or somebody else?
It's someone else.
Okay. Yeah, it was
his colors pop.
The artwork was from Bruno, right?
Yeah, Bruno, and then the colorist was Matthias.
Just in case any of you watching have been living under a rock or just unfamiliar, you'd be hard pressed to find better quality and production quality value in comics than what Concrete's doing. You can always expect good quality paper, certainly better than what you're getting in Marvel, and art and writing that just equally match that. I mean, these colors pop right off the page.
I appreciate that, man, and that's one of the reasons why these guys are who they are, why they're part of Concrete. Lyle is an award-winning writer. He won a Glyph Award. He's getting nominated. Deja Vu was nominated last year for a Beam Award, I believe. So these books are definitely reaching the right audience, and all of our fans in our Discord, our group chats, everywhere we are, they always asking who wins between Deja Vu and Watchmen. So this book was a surprise to them during K-Way weekend. They lost their minds. They wanted it, and now it's here. And the book is already it's literally already completed. It's printed out already, lettering, everything's packaged. So when you back this Kickstarter and support this project, the books will be in your hands in no time. So, you know what I'm saying? Can't beat that.
Yeah. I thought we had a slide that had their power sets breakdown.
I thought I should have that.
Yeah, it's baked into there. If you scroll up just a little bit.
So this is the Kickstarter page. When does this Kickstarter drop?
This Friday. 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. And here's the power set breakdown. Kyle, why don't you give this to us?
I can't see it.
So too small.
I mean, I literally can't read it.
So,
can you see it?
Well,
yeah, I can see it a little bit, but it basically just, he's average height, 20 age 26, 5'10", 185 from Warren City, African American, brown skin guy on the red corner here. We got Watchmen. He's a natural southpaw, but he can mix it up. He has a military trained. He got a lot of fighting abilities, sets and skills, enhanced vision, enhanced hearing, enhanced agility, regeneration abilities, peak human conditioning. What did it say? He's a martial artist, hand-to-hand combat, and parkour. So that dude's tough, man. Watchman's tough, and I think he's deceiving because he doesn't look like he packs the punch that he does. I think that's why a lot of people think they can just walk up on him and he's going to be like Daredevil until they get punched through a wall. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool, the deception that Watchmen gives you.
And in the other corner,
from the same city,
in the blue trunks.
In the blue trunks, we got Malcolm Crown, aka Deja Vu. First appearance, Deja Vu number 0, coming in at 6 foot, 200 pounds. Birthplace, Earth, USA hometown, Hudson City. African American. Y'all see the primary colors, man. Let's get down to these power words, man. We got precognition, born with the enhanced brain functionality, allowing him to process information in his conscious mind at 10 times the rate of a normal human. This enhanced brain functionality increases his body. What did I say?
His body's autonomous fight or flight response.
Oh, yeah, that joint got a little blur on it. Malcolm is able to perceive danger seconds before it happens and formulate the appropriate response to influence favorable outcomes. Peak human conditioning. Malcolm has been trained his entire life by his mentor, Sensei Rouse. Malcolm possesses peak agility, strength, conditioning, and speed. And Malcolm's innate abilities are a result of life-altering decisions made by his parents while Malcolm was in the womb. So it's basically, Malcolm is somebody that you also can't just walk up on because he's already 10 steps ahead of you. He already saw what you're about to do, what you're thinking about doing, and he already got a plan to take that out. And just so happen, if you are just as skilled as him, he's a master martial artist as well, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's been training his whole life, and not to mention where he lacks in strength and speed and power, he possesses in his technology. So that's technology.
Let's talk about that suit. I want to know about this suit.
Yeah, because he needs his suit.
So his suit was custom made, custom fitted. It was created by his parents before he ever knew that he needed it. But aside from the basic level of protection that it gives him, it also enhances his innate ability of precognition. So his visor connects with his sensory abilities and gives him like a HUD display. It essentially projects a probability grid, and then as he moves, it generates kinetic energy, which that causes the glow in the suit, and then he's able to dispel that for attacks or use it for shielding and things of that nature.
Lyle, does your dude need a suit?
No, he doesn't need the suit actually.
He's playing 5G.
So what? So if I'm
It's
watching,
like Captain America and Iron Man. Iron Man needs the suit. He's nothing without a suit.
if I'm Watchmen, I'm thinking the first thing I gotta do is get him out the suit, disable the suit.
I'll just break his visor. That's all.
See the suit.
Okay.
The suit. He
Just
doesn't
break
need
the
the
visor.
visor. The suit only enhances his ability.
He needs the suit. It's okay. You need that extra protection.
He doesn't need the suit. And
Hey,
you know,
Lyle,
he-
as a man who wears glasses, Lyle, I'm surprised that you don't want to hit his glasses, man.
No, I don't. Why would I give him glasses? It's not Clark
those
Kent.
insecurities creeping out again on him.
I know, right?
I love it. I love
He
it.
doesn't need a suit. Sorry. It's the only way he can win.
All right. So how many is this? Is this how many issues is this?
So that's I'm glad you asked about that. So when we originally wrote this, we wrote it as a 2-part. So one of the things that we've been promoting and really getting out there to the people is that this is a 42-page epic adventure, right? The way we wrote it, it was a part 1 and part 2. And then as we started to get deeper and deeper, we felt that it may be, better for fans to get it all in one package. So it is a one-shot issue as of right now with 42 pages in it.
That's what's up.
So we combined
So
part 1 and part
there
2.
will be a big brawl between the two superheroes, and there will be a victor.
You got to read.
Or is this one of those? Is this one of those? The audience has to call
You
in
have to
and
buy it
decide
when
who
it
the
comes
victor
out.
is.
You have to buy it when it comes out. So on Friday, just go to the Kickstarter, pledge $1,000, get everything, and then when you get the book, see the
Oh damn! Look at that cover.
Oh yeah, so that cover there, that's my issue 3. So
that
for everybody out there, we got Watchmen issue 1 and 2 available. We also have Deja Vu issues 1, 2, and 3 available.
Do we have
so
Watchmen
the-
issue 2 cover on there?
Yeah, Watchmen issue 2 cover is a little
Go
lower.
to the issue 2 cover.
Yep, so that's Watchmen issue 1. There's Watchmen issue 2 just below that. So the complete collection will get you every book in the series, and the collab is canon to the universe. So although it's kind of a one shot, it is like I said, it is
Damn it,
canon.
I'm not done. I'm not done with these.
Hey, there you go.
yet.
There you go. You got the issue 3 variant right there in front.
Yeah, this issue 3 variant there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, the issue 3 variant is one of my favorites of the Deja Vu collection. I haven't even got my hands on that one yet, man. So I gotta get that.
Oh man, y'all support Concrete Comics out here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all support Concrete Comics out here.
Look at all those K's, man.
Yeah, we K'd up. Yeah, and for this Kickstarter too, every single variant cover of both series will be available. So you'll be able to get, if you're new to the series, you can get issues 1 through 3 of Deja Vu, 1 and 2 of Watchmen, and you can get the exclusive crossover as well.
There it is.
It all leans in. You know what I mean? So you can really, for those that don't know these characters, you can get everything you need in this Kickstarter to know these characters. We have the digitals available. We have the every single cover that you see here will be available, and some surprise covers will be announced after the Kickstarter launches as well. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. Val right there, man. I love Val as my man's.
Yes, that's a dope cover right there. I love the design of the character too.
Appreciate it.
That poster right there has got the streets buzzing right now. Everybody is like, hey, are y'all dropping a video game? You know what I'm saying? But I think that's dope, man, because that's kind of feel that we wanted to create with this title. We wanted you guys to feel like y'all just popped in Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter and you're selecting your favorite character, and y'all about to get it in. Right now, Deja Vu vs. Watchmen.
You got the whole Concrete crew at the bottom of that too. Oh wow, look at this one. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that could be a straight up wraparound Virgin cover.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I like that one, man. Y'all need to make that one a cover too. I'm sorry. Figure that out.
Maybe we'll make
This
that
one's
a
dope
Black
too.
Comic Lords exclusive one, man. Never
Man,
know.
don't tease me, man. Don't tease me, bro.
Never know. It might happen. That right there is Watchmen number 3 cover. Lovely cover. I love that one right there. It
Wait.
gives me Hawkeye vibes.
This is an homage to like a Spawn cover, isn't it? Am I getting that one?
No.
Is this an homage to like a Spawn cover?
I don't. Nah, I called it Air Watchman because he was jumping across the air like Jordan.
Love it.
Fire cover, man. I love that one for sure. Yeah, and these two characters too, Jari and Lau, they're very big on their quality. They have some of the best covers in concrete as well.
Like you see this cover, this one pops.
Oh yeah, for sure. During K-Way weekend, I think y'all were amongst some of the highest for the top covers, I believe, in the fan votes as well. But even this one right here, I love how it gives that cyberpunkish feel to it in a modern day, Chicago. So that's dope.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. Damn, y'all aren't playing, man.
Oh yeah.
I need to keep y'all away from my credit cards. This was crazy.
No, just keep swiping on. Just add everything to the cart on Friday.
That's wow.
Got Deja Vu and Main Man Reaper. They also got some of the coolest villains in these two titles, man. With Veil cover that you've seen earlier. Reaper is Deja Vu's one of his mini villains, and there's also a new villain that's going to be in this crossover. So that right there is exciting as well, man. Heroes are only as good as their villains, and they got some of the best villains in concrete.
Y'all trying to make me get one of those big box shipments that comes to my house periodically and has my daughter going, is my college fund okay?
She doesn't need college. Just,
there it is. There it is, man. So yeah, we're definitely excited.
No, sorry about that.
About this. No, I was just gonna say definitely excited about all this content that we're
that one needs to be a cover.
Which one?
The one below this one. Go back down, Derek.
Yeah,
this one.
Yeah, that has been a fan favorite for what? When did we do this live? About 9 months ago or so.
That's actually like the best selling poster that we have.
Yeah, that's the best one right there. I love this image.
So at conventions and everything like that, that's the one that really draws people in. But
I think what you do,
beautiful blend.
What you can do is you can reverse the image so that whoever is your favorite, whether it be Deja Vu or Watchmen, can be on the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, well,
but the way it's faced right now, it seems like it would be Watchmen on the front because the wraparound part would be Deja Vu. Just saying.
Deja Vu in the back. That's why I said you reverse the image. You do two covers.
No,
one where Deja Vu's in the front, and the other one where Watchmen's in the front.
It's fine right now. It's fine how it is. Watchmen's where he belongs.
So I guess Black Comic Lords exclusive request is to make this the wraparound cover. How do you guys feel about that?
I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it, right?
I guess.
Now the only way, but we got to put some. Everybody got to have some skin in the game on this one though. So let's make this our first official stretch goal.
Okay,
right?
let's go. Yeah,
like it.
First official stretch goal. Once we pass 3K on the Kickstarter, we'll release this as exclusive wraparound cover.
Once we pass 10K.
So I think I told Paul during K-Way weekend that we made a Black Comic Lords colored concrete K.
That's right.
Which could be fire as well. So y'all know with our Kickstarters, why these books are very exclusive is because we put a special green K on all of our Kickstarter books. So you can only get these books here. Outside of the Kickstarter, it's the regular K and blah, blah, blah. So we may do something with this one where this is the exclusive Black Comic Lords K on it.
With the red, black, and green coloring. That'd be dope.
That'd be fire. Do we want to talk about our early bird 72-hour exclusive.
What is that?
While we talking covers, scroll up just a little bit. We can stop right there at the choose your fighter. So again, people have been buzzing about this one. This is definitely one of our favorite pieces. So much so, this will be available in an exclusive cover situation. As we talked about earlier, the original intent of this project was supposed to be a two-parter. So it's supposed to be part 1, part 2. So we have cut this down the middle. You got a Deja Vu cover and you got a Watchmen cover, part 1 and part 2. So that'll be available for the first 72 hours of the campaign. And once it's gone, never to be printed again. So if you want to jump in on that, it will be sold as a bundle. So you'll get both books. You'll still get the full story and everything like that. But that tier will only be available for 72 hours.
All right. And this Kickstarter starts this Friday at noon, you said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Put a reminder.
Is that Eastern Standard Time? I want specifics. Eastern time?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. This Friday at noon Eastern time.
So it would be
hopping off an airplane around that time. So yeah.
Time.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely, this Kickstarter is definitely one that people want to dive into it. And like I said in the beginning of this live, this is concrete history right here. This is our first ever in-universe crossover where two characters are meeting, and you see them, I guess hash it out. People have been requesting for these crossovers, and now that we've reached the 5 years of concrete, you're about to start seeing a lot of connectivity in the stories. Now that a lot of our characters are grounded and they kind of made a name for themselves, they can stand on their own. Now we're going to start expanding the universe even more, and it's kind of starting off with Watchmen and Deja Vu.
This will also be the biggest Kickstarter in concrete history.
Oh, there we go.
Fastest funded.
Shout out to you guys, man. I want to give a shout out to all you guys at Concrete Comics, and I know what I appreciate about your brand is not just you always keep fans in mind. You keep us fans in mind, and you think it's almost like you think, what do I know the fans want? What do they appreciate? And you're thoughtful like that in terms of the production value, the storylines you're talking about, the quality that you put into this work. And I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the fact you guys do it the right way in terms of how you promote stuff. And most recently, you gained even more of my respect with the community outreach work you guys do. So look, I every opportunity I have and Black Comic Lords have to help you guys promote this, we're there for it, because you guys are doing it the right way and you're doing it well. So mad respect to all of you guys.
I appreciate you having us on, man. I just appreciate the community that you guys have created over there with the Black Comic Lords, especially on your Facebook pages. It's been a blessing to us to reach a lot more people that we've been looking for, that are looking for people like us. You know, it's hard to find your people when making comics, but I think Black Comic Lords has the largest collection of them. So we willing to do whatever we got to do to please the fans and just, you know, keep this community growing for sure.
Appreciate that. All right, fellas. Well, Lyle, Jerry, you guys are new to the squad, so Lonzo's already been initiated into our Black Comic Lords community. You guys got to get that blessing. Lyle, we'll start with you. I want you to look into the camera, say your name, and say, "I'm a Black Comic Lord."
My name is Lyle Ringgold. I'm a Black Comic Lord.
Good job,
Jerry, you up next.
All right, everybody. My name is Jerry Cecil, and I am a Black Comic Lord.
All right. You guys have been blessed into the family. The secret handshakes and passwords will be forwarded to you later. Lonzo can give you the skinny on the benefits of that. But look, I appreciate having you guys on, man. I'm looking forward to this. I promise I will be one of your first ones to pick up the Kickstarter on Friday. As you can tell, I'm a big Concrete fan already. So just add this to the collection, man.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you guys want to share with us? You want to share your socials? How can people follow you and follow, see what's coming up next?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You want to go up first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. So it's very simple. Deja Vu Comics on Facebook or Deja Vu _comics on Instagram.
Oh.
That's where you'll find all of the major updates and links to the Kickstarter campaign and everything like that. And yeah, just check us out. And to you guys, we appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys having us on. It's a tremendous platform that you guys have built. So we appreciate you, just pushing us forward.
We have a special guest that just popped in.
Big Phil.
DJ Big Phil.
Lonzo, what's up, baby?
In the building.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Let me take my domers off. Let me take the domers off.
So I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Big Phil at BlurCon, man. It was an extreme pleasure. See that man in work, see him moving through the crowd, man.
No, man, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Y'all really doing y'all thing, man. Them covers is crazy, man. So it's all mutual respect. Can I give y'all props real quick? I'm gonna give y'all props real quick, and I'm not trying to start no stuff. I had to jump in, man. I just wanted to say, man, I want to give shout out to the brothers at BCL, but I think it was dope when y'all made a statement about making an official Black Comic Lords cover variant or whatever, basically for y'all showing so much love of what they've done in the community, because I feel like a lot of times they've thrown so many alley-oops to a lot of these creators, and they don't throw that ball back. You know what I'm saying? And they don't show them any love. And I feel like people got these Kickstarters and showing their books and their this and their that. And a lot of times, BCL was one of the biggest Black platforms that there is. And I feel like the least that some of these particular creators and whatever can do, they can give respect and pay homage to those who help them along their way. So I just want to say, man, I thought that was really dope, man. I feel like the comic community at large needs to do more like that. So
sure. I feel like that's the only way, man. That's the only way for us to keep building. I see in the group, I see the complaints of Marvel and DC not doing this right. I see it over and over again. So, us and people like Freestyle Comics and these other comic companies, we're trying to really step up to be what you guys want. And it just takes the community to really start converting that and showing that we can be just as valuable as the Marvel and DCs, and people just need to just give us a chance. You know what I mean?
For sure. Y'all going about it the right way too. So that's the one thing that I think that's super dope, that y'all going about the right way. I will say I still ain't got a package yet at the crib though.
Oh, but that's on the way, man. It's on the way.
I'm gonna let that slide, man. I still ain't got a package at the crib, brother. Let me put my domers on so I can see you correctly. Because there we go.
No. It's on the way, man. Let's believe that. Man. I definitely BlurCon was an experience, man, for sure.
Hey, that one cover that you showed was crazy though. Where the two were like fighting or whatever. I thought I don't know if that was a cover or was it a poster or whatever, but that was kind
that's the poster. That was the poster I said they didn't make into a cover.
Yeah, okay. So that's gonna be the Black Comic Lord exclusive.
See, man, we on the same page, dog. That shit hard.
Yes. Hey, man, you and me, man. We know we like simpatico.
We make it pop. You know what I mean?
There it is.
There it is, right there.
Nah, there's another one I'm looking at. There's another one. You know what that looks like to me though? That reminds me of the old school, the magazine covers. You know what I'm saying? The big magazine cover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all should do a magazine size, like one off. That'd be crazy. But anyway, there's another one.
Yeah, can you scroll down? Is it the Choose Your Fighter joint?
Keep going. I'll show you when it pops up. That one, go back. Keep going. That one. I like this one. I love this cover, man. This cover, man, just like it's dynamic. It's just I think that's dope. Like I'm really feeling that one, So
yeah. Fire too. Well, yeah, all these covers is gonna be available, man, on Friday for for everybody, for all the fans gonna get this one. This one here is Watchmen #2.
Okay.
Him
You
versus
can actually hear the glass breaking when you look at this cover.
Yeah, that was no. I mean, for real, like it is like when you see it, it's a dynamic piece of work, in my opinion. Like I see that, I'm like, okay, this is a comic book cover. Like if I was a kid back in the day, and if I'm going through the spinner rack, you know, the day we look at comic book covers, we're like, oh, that looks so nice. Look at that. If I'm going through the spinner rack as a kid back in the day, and I'm seeing that, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like that looks like some Gil Kane, Romita type cover. Like you could switch the characters and it could be your favorite hero. So I feel like that's just a great comic book composition, if that makes any sense.
Now, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I love that you say that, because one of the things we do with our covers, man, we know that we're going into the comic book shops, right? So we're like, what's gonna make our books stand out on the shelves when we're next to Supermans and Batmans and all these other guys? Like, we got to be fire. So we really take our covers like serious, because covers is the first impression. You know, that's what people see from the gate. If the cover's fire, they might flip through it, and then when the internal pages match the cover, okay, let's see what the story is about now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the science to it. But if you want to be a big dog, you got to look like the big dog. So that's pretty much us.
You know, hey, I agree with that all day, brother Star, man. That's you can't come in there half stepping, man. Either you in or you out.
Right.
You can't be halfway pregnant. You know what I mean? So,
can't be fraudulent, man, because these books are going in there next to the Daredevils and the Iron Fist and these other things, and they're street tier characters. So what's going to make a street tier fan look at this and be like, and I want people to look at this, and regardless of skin tone, whatever race you are, look at this and be like, yo, this is fire. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think that's the difference. Like, so when I look at, the thing that, and I was about to make a statement about that, obviously it's about black characters or whatever, but at the end of the day, when I look at it, at the end of the day, is it a good comic book? And I feel like, I feel like I could pick this particular book off the shelf and I'm like, oh, I'm just looking at the cover. This is crazy. I don't have an issue with spending my money, at the counter. A lot of times you'll go and it doesn't look like it's a book where I'm not just buying this because, oh man, I know these brothers, let me grab it. Like I'm grabbing that because I'm like, oh, that cover's dope. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, that's some Concrete Cats. So I think like I wanted to look at a book first and say, oh, this is dope. And then my second piece is, oh, I know these brothers. Okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, it's funny. Me and Jaru was at DreamCon, and I'm sure you got it. So many people asked Jaru about his character. They said, hey, is he a new DC character or a new Marvel character? We're like, nah, this ain't DC, this ain't Marvel. This is Concrete, independent black-owned publishing company. And their eyes just light up like, really? You know what I mean? So quality is everything. Quality is everything.
For sure.
That's fire, man.
Still muted. Phil, you got some news to share, don't you?
Man, I ain't got nothing to share today, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm gonna let y'all, say no. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, man. I wanted to do some giveaways today, man. I'm always trying to share the love, man. So let me do this. I'm gonna need Lonzo to come up with, what? Now y'all all know about the Black Legacy comic books from back, and the Golden Legacy comic books from back in the day, right? Where they had like all the the black characters or whatever. But I have some of those still in the original 3-packs that they came in. You don't never see this, Jack. You'll never see this.
Are those unopened?
Yeah, cuz don't play with me. I'm for real. These ain't no games over here. I'm a collector for real. And just to show you what we're talking about.
Okay.
That's fine.
So
where you find those at?
Mind your business. That's why I am the boss CEO of Collections in Black, because I take this shit serious. What I want to do though is I want to figure. I want to give some away. I don't know how many people we still got on right now. But what I want
right here, man. Right here though.
I don't know what you. I don't know what you pointing at because I'm not looking at the. I'm looking at it on the inside of the stream.
I'm pointing at myself. I'm talking about giveaways, man. I mean, I ain't got those.
Paul, come on, man. It's for the people.
I'm a people. I'm a person.
This dude said I'm a people.
I'm a people. It's funny as hell.
It's hilarious. So what we'll do is this. When is the Kickstarter? When does the Kickstarter start?
It starts on Friday.
The Kickstarter starts on Friday.
I think it lasts till like when, like September 6th or something like that.
September 6th. Okay. If somebody could give me how many titles y'all got out right now?
Yeah. We got about 15, 20 titles, I think.
Damn. My brothers ain't playing. I thought you were gonna say like 6. if somebody can give me three concrete titles and 3 separate characters, I'm gonna go ahead and send them an unopened, sealed Golden Legacy in the 3-pack.
You mean name them or?
I said what I said. I just need somebody to name 3 titles.
Kandaki.
Man, come on, man. Come on, dog. You don't count.
So 3 titles, right?
I need three titles. Don't y'all be texting y'all homies to get y'all. I need 3 titles and I need 3 characters and I'm blessing them with 1. And check it out. And set number 3 actually has 4 comics, and it's not 3 comics. Like most of these have 3 comics in them. These have 4 comics in them. And yeah, man, it's crazy. And actually,
okay, we got a couple coming. We got a couple coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are those 3 titles and 3 characters? So that should be 6. There should be 6 things on there.
Oh yeah. So those are definitely 3 different.
Wait. Pause. H&H is actually Derek. So if I can't qualify, Derek's can't qualify. You ain't slick, dude. You ain't slick.
Derek's funny, man. Derek is hilarious for that, yo.
He out here just dropping bars.
And shout out to New Dimension Comics, man, for blessing me with these to give out for the collections in black. I want to make sure I come on BCL and get some off first. Hey, Paul, tomorrow too, man. I want to come up with something where I'm gonna give away a couple on the site as well. I'll give away a couple on the site as well, but I want to bless these brothers first. And for those who stayed up late and watched the whole thing, I want to make sure that for those who stayed up, man, let you know, man, it's worth the wait. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a couple of people that definitely dropped some names in there.
So I see Jay drop
yesterday.
But are those 3 different? So I need 3 different titles and 3 different characters. So I need 6 in succession.
So Tony Cottrell.
Just ignore the H&H. Ignore Derek. He's still trying to.
Derek is out of control.
No, right? You see him try to slide in there.
So what you looking for from a title? You mean a title of each issue, right? Issue title.
I need a title of a book. So you got
book title. So we need
self-titled issues.
Yeah.
Self-titled. So here's the thing, though. I just need 3 titles, 3 characters.
Yep.
But I want a total of 6. Y'all got 15. Man, I gotta make this worth it, man. Nobody has these. I guarantee you, nobody has these. You know what I mean? I'm the king of the nobody has these. I'm gonna hurt like, ooh.
So my man, Mr. Cottrell, said that he did that, man.
No,
he gave 3. He needs 6.
He dropped 4 characters, but we need the book titles.
We need books titles.
Yesterfate is not a title though.
Yesterfate is a character on the brand.
Was a character,
but it's not a title.
Hasn't dropped the book yet, but it does have a title.
Anthony's working. Anthony's working, man. You know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna bless Anthony with one just because he's working hard. So Anthony gets the first one. So Paul, man, you make sure Anthony Cottrell gets one. Somebody go give me a sound like bam, 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 bam. Anthony,
Anthony, email us your address at blackcomiclords@gmail.com.
Gold Legacy, man, still sealed, man. These was crazy, man. So it was. So I got like a couple copies of set number 3. But Anthony, man, I appreciate you, big dog. We got you covered, man. I'm gonna make sure.
I love how Anthony puts Luna on there twice. Come on, bro.
Dialogue, man. This dude's hilarious.
I know, right? No, that's fire, man. I definitely want to start doing like quarterly giveaways. Maybe we could do some collaboration with Black Comic Lords about that too, especially with the outreach thing that we got going on. I really want to start connecting with more of the kids and the Boys and Girls Club because I'm doing the I got a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of New Jersey right now, so we're trying to reach out to all of them in every major city, man. And
wait, Lonzo, you in New Jersey, right?
Yes, sir. I'm in Jersey right now. Mm-hmm.
I'll be in New Jersey in September, man. I gotta do so. I'll be with Special K and Teddy Ted are awesome too, man. I'm DJing out there at this spot, so hopefully, we can link up, man, and make something happen there, man. So let's do something.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
When is Wakanda Whiskey and Blurred to coming back? I thought about maybe doing it this Friday from the hotel in Virginia, if possible. If not, definitely next week. Definitely next week. Make sure I got some new liquor. I gotta drink anyway. So
I got some new liquor. I gotta drink.
I dig that. No, that's fire, man. We definitely appreciate this love and y'all having us on, man. And this being our first stop on the Kickstarter tour is Black Comic Lords. It couldn't be nowhere else.
That's a blessing, man. Appreciate it. Respect.
That's what I'm trying to hear. Oh,
for sure. And our youngest Jedi.
Oh, Phil, you sure you don't want to share anything?
I mean, the exhibit went well. It's going until January. The only exhibit on the planet that has nothing but original black comic art, but original comic art. Period. There isn't another place. There isn't another. The whole 2 floors, multiple levels. It's on a whole nother, stratosphere. I've had, we had a bunch of dope artists come in. I've been having people come in and out of town for the past couple of weeks. Actually, I have the people from Comic Art Fans, my man Casper and the big you put on OAX. They're coming in next week. They're gonna they want to come in and check out the exhibit. We're kicking it all weekend, and I have 3 photo shoots tomorrow, so I'll be in 3 different publications coming up. So it's a big deal. We did the big. I don't know if y'all saw the big graffiti mural that I put up too in Pittsburgh. That's crazy. Yeah, the only mural that exists with Luke Cage, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Spawn, Storm, Black Panther. It's just I'm not playing any games, but it's not about me. It's about the culture. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's funny, man, because I put up a Collections in Black IG account, and they deleted it. Like as soon as I put it up,
really,
they deleted it. Yeah, man.
Why?
They disabled it. They said it went against guidelines, and I didn't say anything crazy. All I did was put in a little brief bio, and I guess they literally disabled my account. So I don't know, or maybe somebody was hating that quick and decided they wanted to go in and do something. But it wasn't up for 25 minutes.
I need to know. I need to coordinate with you and come up with the weekend. I can come up there to Pittsburgh, and I want to go see the exhibit because I wasn't able to see it because I was out of the country.
You need to come on head up, man. It's
listen, you tell me when I can come up and I'll be there.
I mean, you come whenever you want to. That don't mean I'm gonna be in the city, but you.
Well, I want to be there when you're in the city, man. I want you to show me the exhibit, bro. Come on, man.
And you know what?
You want me to come to your city and not be there?
I think that for me, I think that I'm going to do. I have a lot of people asking me like when they come, can I come and kind of guide them through and give them a tour or whatever. So I think I'm gonna start doing a little more things like that. But to my concrete brothers also, man, the exhibit's up until January. So I want to, we may need to wrap where we could do something where maybe y'all could come down and we could film y'all, you know, inside of the exhibit itself, you know, and do some things like that. Cause, you know, I'm about to start doing some really dope programming with this thing. And, you know, and Manifesto, I appreciate you. You are right, my brother. Really appreciate that, man. We just had Dougie Fresh a couple weeks ago, man. That shit was crazy. We had thousands of people outside.
Dougie in there.
But
I'll definitely come out to Pittsburgh, man, and I'm sure I can coordinate with my man Jaree here to try to come out there to.
and here's the thing, man. Listen, y'all ain't got to. I mean, it's just the only place to see original Black art in one particular space. Like it's almost a point where it needs to be. It's like Mecca, where Black people and just people who love original comic art come through and see it because it's a spectacle. You know, my thing is that I've had, and I'll be honest, I've had more white comic collectors, more white original art collectors hit me up about, yo, I'm coming up. I can't wait to come see this. And for me, I'm like, man, that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's just the truth. And I mean, because I feel like there's so many, not many of us are in that space of collecting original art. And that's one of the reasons why I want to showcase this for us. And I think a lot of times, a lot of us feel as if the price point keeps us out of it, but it doesn't. We spend more money than anybody else. But I feel like it's there for everybody. And it's important that everybody, you know, come see this. And I feel like sometimes if I wouldn't have done it and y'all didn't know who I was, the response from the people that I know personally, you know, would have been a little bit different. But it's a sight to see, man. It's like I went in it last week and I'm just sitting in there and I'm like, I really made this pop, and it was a good feeling. So it's dope.
Well, for those who may not have an idea of what Phil's talking about, we have a trailer we want to play for you. Dr. Wizard.
Documentary, if we could capture what's going on right now, it'll be like going in the past and getting the Harlem Renaissance, capturing that on film in the beginning.
What's important about this film is you are documenting exactly all aspects of how that is affecting this industry. Start talking about, you know, the whole collection process. You're talking about fans, you're talking about collectors, you're talking about investors, you're talking about the producers, the workers. What you're capturing here is going to be important years after we're gone, because I think your film is going to show a side of this that nobody ever thought about. And it's taken all this long to actually put this level of commitment into what you're trying to show. People are going to be shocked. Oh, there's that many Black people that are into this, and they spend this, and this business is this big. I'm honored to be a part of it. Larry's honored to be a part of it. This is going to be.
What I was doing is whatever I worked on, I added Black characters into I'd stick them in the background. That's how I started doing all them crowd scenes. I'm gonna have somebody Black in this somewhere.
It's fine.
That's just dope. I mean, and I'm gonna say this, you know. So if you go to the exhibit, I actually have a shorter version, like a screener version, actually playing at the exhibit. It's on loop. So I have a space where you could go, you can sit there and you can see it. Now it don't have everything in it because I had this, you know. I gotta say something for the director's cut when we release something else, and I got a couple other things getting ready to pop. But the exhibit itself is all original art. So I'll put it to you like this. In the exhibit, you have the very first time a Black man was presented positively on the cover and featured inside of a book. The entire, all 5 pages is there on it at the exhibit. Not at the Smithsonian, not at some Ivy League school or some other museum. It's right there at the Wilson Center. Oh, and I own that artwork, by the way. You know, I own those pieces, by the way. You know, we got a whole Billy Graham section. We have a whole wall dedicated to Stroman, John Jennings, Sean Martinborough. I got artwork from Scotty Young, Who else I got? I got J. Scott Campbell work. I got Sanford Greene. Not Sanford Greene. I got Brian Stillfreeze. I got help me out here. Everybody black. I got Cowan. All those cats, man. It's hard for me to say it right now because it's just so many pieces, and I'm talking about dope covers that you're like, oh, that's in there. Yeah, that's in there. Oh, that page is in there. Oh, that's in there. Like it's just something to see. And if if you appreciate comics, you have to appreciate the original art, and we got to give the artists their love as well.
No, I see some heavy hitters in that video, man. It's inspiring what you did because it reminds me of when I was younger and they were teaching us about the Harlem Renaissance, would show us pictures and videos and stuff like that. It's dope that we're living within that right now. So
for sure,
when people look at this 50 years from now, they look at that documentary, it's gonna be like, damn, man, them cats is really moving in that 2020 time frame during COVID and all that other craziness was going on. The Renaissance happened, and it's like time repeats itself because I think at the same time in 1920 it was really going crazy for the world at that moment and for Black people especially, and we still was making such glorious music and moves and art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I think we're in a new Renaissance right now. I think that I want to give the Black comic lords their props once again, and I know people say I may be overdoing it, but I can't overstate just how important this particular platform is for all of us. But I feel like we have our destiny in our own hands, and you have, people like me, people like you. We got Atlantic Con coming up. There's so many different things that are going on with people who are connected with each other, and as long as we keep trying to support each other and support each other the right way, you know what I'm saying? Like Lonzo, when you come up to Pittsburgh, man, cause I'm rolling out the red carpet, Playboy. I'm gonna make sure you super right, man. We gonna do everything.
So I love how you say, Lonzo, when you come to Pittsburgh, rolling out the red carpet, and I'm like, hey, I'm coming to Pittsburgh, and you're like, I may or may not be there.
So Paul, let me tell you something. So Paul's being funny because when we were in Florida at the original Art Expo, Paul, did he pay to go to the expo?
I did the first day, not the second day.
Oh, my fault. The first day you did, but the second day, did you pay?
I did not pay the second day. That's correct.
Did I even go the second day?
No, you did not. You gave me your pass.
So I looks out, but no, Paul's my brother, man. I'm gonna tell you what, Paul's one of them cats where, he's busy, he's doing this thing, but Paul shows up, and it's hard. A lot of us got families and jobs and other things to attend to, but Paul's one of them guys where Paul will pull up, he'll show up. We were in Florida together, we were in New York together, and it's a commitment. Experience. It's a commitment to this because a lot of this doesn't translate into monetary value. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we want it to, it's going to eventually, but a lot of times the things that we do behind the scenes to get there, we spend more money than we make in certain instances. And a lot of people don't understand just how important that is. Just for Paul to be like, I'm here at the such and such, and this is what we're doing, and to post a couple pics. Well, that cost them a couple $100 for them to send them pics to y'all. For y'all to get that, not sponsored, not people paying for your hotel, never people flying you out, et cetera, but you still showing up. It's a big deal. But I'm gonna say this: so for after this month, if Paul is coming to any conventions, such and such, y'all better make sure Paul's taken care of. He is one of the bosses of Black Comic Lords, and he shouldn't have to find his way to come up there and to cover your shit.
Sure.
Message.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, Paul, I think we're gonna be at MegaCon. This year coming too. So we'll definitely Florida. Florida's been somewhere that people keep telling us that we have to go to. So we're putting that on the list for sure.
Are y'all gonna bet the Baltimore?
Please come through.
Y'all gonna bet the Baltimore joint?
that falls in line with so many birthdays and anniversaries, man. It was almost impossible for us to get there, but we're still on a waiting list for New York, so hopefully we get into that one. If not, we just taking the rest of the year to just build and have a crazy 2025.
For sure. It's,
You know
it's always building. Well, whenever y'all do slide up, man, like I said, my drawing will be up until January, man. Let's take the time to figure out, some filming pieces. We can even do something. Maybe we'll get together and we'll do some promotion for Concrete Comics up that particular way and show y'all, in the exhibit or around, we do something like that. That ain't nothing for me to, knock that out for y'all. We can make something shake.
Hey, Phil, I appreciate you a lot, man. Everything that you've done, you spreading the word about our names and stuff like that. Shout out to Herschel. Herschel be doing a lot behind the scenes to make sure that we're being visible in the Black Comic Lords. And Paul pulls up whenever I need him. He pulled up at K-Way. He pulled up on K-Way weekend on Sunday, man, and the views just went through the roof, man. So I definitely appreciated all that for sure, man. I appreciate the Black Comic Lords community. I appreciate my man behind the scenes, making sure that the stream's going right. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate everything, man.
What is KY? What kind of weekend was that? I didn't want to say that. That sounded crazy. What weekend was that?
So K-Way weekend is like our DC fandom, like our kind of D23, where we just celebrate everything concrete. We drop all the previews and releases to what we got coming out. Okay. We surprise them with things that we don't talk about because we're very secretive here at Concrete. Like when we pop out to show y'all like who we are, and then we go back. But we come out to remind y'all every now and then. Yeah, don't get too comfortable out there, creators, because we're always right here. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all a question too. Now, excuse my ignorance if this has already been answered, and I apologize if that's the case. So with Concrete, are your titles, are they monthly titles or are they like one-off pieces as well? Because I know some are like already like issue 2, 3, or whatever. But are most of your issues on a monthly basis or is it on a different cycle?
So we're building to that right now. But our titles, we try to bring them out as much as we can. Every year. Like Deja Vu dropped 2 issues this year, I think, right? So far.
Well, yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's been three in 18 months.
Yeah, so 3 in 18 months, which is unheard of in indie comics. Usually, you're waiting a year for one and one. Me, I dropped Zoriel this year. I dropped Acolyte 6. I dropped the revamp of Acolyte 1. So we built in the shadows so that when we do come out to Diamond and the comic shops, we can be monthly releases. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, man, let's wrap. And listen, like I said, man, let's at some point, man, let's sit down, or we can do, maybe we could talk about some video promo for some of y'all stuff, man. Let's try to make something hot, make something shake.
I'm gonna need you to document Concrete's rise while you can still get these cats, man. If, a year or 2 from now, I'll be like, hey, Lonzo. I'll be like, who's this? These cats will be way too busy.
I mean, that, man. As we grow, y'all are coming with us. So you know what I mean. Wherever we go, soon it's gonna be when they're asking us for interviews. I'm say, hey, you gotta call Paul to ask. You know what I mean? If y'all can talk to us, man. I'm saying so. It is what it is because it's exclusive rights now, man. You know what I mean?
Have some agents.
Exactly, man. I want to get to that point, man.
It's funny, man, because these artists nowadays have agents, and a lot of people don't know that. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you're trying to deal with people trying to buy artwork, a lot of times they're like, man, I don't even handle that no more. You got to go to somebody else. But whoever Louisiana Kid 08, you want to view the documentary, man, y'all come to Pittsburgh, cause it's showing at the exhibit until January. And then after that, we're going to have the director's cut will be out with all of the stuff in there. And there's something else coming up too, but I'm not at liberty to talk about that just yet. But
Oh yeah, speaking of,
I'm not gonna say anything.
This weekend, Jari and La will be at Chicago Fan Expo, and they will have the actual crossover book available at their table. So if y'all are in the Illinois, the Midwest area, y'all going to Chicago Fan Expo, y'all get to meet the man Jari and La this weekend at Chicago Fan Expo.
There's a lot of shit going on this weekend. You got that. You got Is there another big con like on the West Coast this weekend too, or am I wrong?
I don't know. I know it is a couple cons going on this weekend.
Or was that last weekend or something?
So DreamCon in
DreamCon.
DreamCon and San Diego was the same weekend, a couple weekends back.
Hey, Paul, DreamCon is one that you got to go to, man. When we tell you it's 98% us in that building, and it's like Sundays look like
where's DreamCon?
It was
next
in
year it's in Houston.
Yeah, it's in Houston next
Austin?
year. Yep.
Okay.
It was in Austin, but
Oh
man, yeah. He said his laptop is dying.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Paul, man, your audio was like you sound like a Decepticon. But September 8th,
I'm sorry about that.
It's all good, man. September 8th, I'll be in New Jersey, but Lonzo's not on here, so it doesn't matter for me making that statement right now.
Listen, fellas, it was great having you guys on.
For sure.
Much appreciated, man. I respect everything that y'all got going on, and like we said plenty of times before, man, we just appreciate what y'all doing out here.
Hey, come through anytime, man. You got anything you want to promote, you want to share with the fam, just let us know.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
And Phil, I'm tired of I'm begging you to come on the show, man. You come on whenever you like.
I'm gonna show you something real quick though before we go. I'm working on it. I'm working on the coffee table book too, right? Did
I know that?
Yeah, just let you know what the book cover may look.
Bro, what is that?
Ooh, that's some heat.
Is that you? Is that you though?
That was me.
Oh, dude, that's nice.
Thank you,
brother. Show it again, man. Come on, don't just splash it on. Come on, show it again. Dude, that's outstanding.
Thank you, boss. Shout out to Air
It's
Studio.
outstanding.
They helped me to design that piece. Something I was going to put in the exhibit, but I think I may use that for. I'm going to do a book that's going to chronicle all of the, just this journey, and I'm gonna have things in the book. I'm gonna have, it's going to be a bunch of photos and things of that nature, and that's going to be in there, man. It's going to be dope, man. I'm trying to do I'm trying to do some nice quality stuff. So I've been buying a lot of coffee table books and things of that nature. I mean, for me, at the end of the day, I don't want to do nothing janky. I want to do something for the culture that is, we're from the ilk of the Jackie Orms and the Billy Grahams and the Matt Bakers, and we got to make sure we do it right, And it's important that we have such high quality in everything that we do, in anything that I'm involved with.
I don't think you told me you were doing a coffee table book. Well, now that you said that, that makes 100% sense. All that stuff you collected for the exhibit, I mean, past January, it's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Putting all that beyond what you have in the film, putting that in a book for people to read and look at, all that history and stuff you collected.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, and it'll be something that we could give the people too. And and it's something that I'm going to do certain things with the book where I'm going to put QR codes in the book. And you'll click on the QR code and video pieces will pop up where I'll be talking about certain things about, this is the, first appearance of Josie and the Pussycats and the first appearance of what's her name. And man, I'm working on an exclusive cover to something, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. So me and my man Enrique, man, we've been talking about something, man, and we got something that we're gonna probably drop at a particular point too. So I'm just trying to stay busy, man. I'm trying to do everything,
Mad talented, brother, for real.
Hey, man, I'm trying to be like you, Paul, man. You the man. Y'all are like y'all got the platform, and I meant what I said. That, and I'm saying this on camera. Paul isn't paying me no money to say this, but if you're doing an exclusive cover and you're using the Black Comic Lords or whatever, you don't have to do a Black Comic Lords exclusive. But if you have the ability to do one, you should do one. You just should do one. I mean, because this is This is like the CNN of black comics, and it's important that we treat it as such. A lot of times we'll sit back and we'll drop things on here, and I'm guilty of that too. But we'll drop things on and we'll go about our business because we're only human. But there's a lot of us that have benefited from this particular space, and it's only right that we show love. I couldn't do Collections in Black, the film, and not have Paul in some piece of it, regardless if it's going to be in the director's cut or a particular cut or in a series or whatever. I just had to show love because they showed love for me. They don't. He got to go to work in the morning. He ain't got to be up here doing this. And I just believe in we got to be each other's best cheerleaders and show each other love. Like I'm on here without a haircut and my glasses and whatever, but I felt like I needed to get on here today. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm done.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And I know the rest of the squad appreciates that too.
For sure. And y'all work hard, man. Y'all work hard. Hey, listen, so I'm done. Tomorrow, we're gonna come up with some. I want to give away a nice stack of these tomorrow. I had hoped to have my IG page up, but IG hated on me and disabled it. But we'll come up with something where we can give these away. And I want to give these away. And what I can also do is, being that I'm not going to be able to make it to Atlantic Con this weekend, I may give you like 2 to give away on your particular if y'all gonna be broadcasting live as well. And that'll be my contribution to the culture.
Appreciate that, man.
So
all right. So Derek, pull up it's mentioning Atlantic Comic Con. First opportunity, first chance, the Black Comic Lords have all been in the same spot at the same time. It's gonna be a dope event. We're gonna be live streaming from Atlantic Comic Con. So if you can't make it, at least check us out, as we're gonna be doing a few live stream events from the con itself. Hopefully we can get some great creators to talk to them and certainly show you guys what's going on at the con. So check us out for that.
And if y'all can, man, can I ask y'all a favor, man? If y'all can make a post about tomorrow, I'm gonna give away 2 of these tomorrow. If y'all can make a post, and then maybe we'll do we'll come up with some questions or something for the giveaways.
Just hit me up. We'll figure something.
Okay, for sure.
All right, y'all. Appreciate you, everybody, for coming through. Please, if you haven't already, hit the like button, share this video. I apologize for my crappy equipment tonight. I'm going to upgrade. It's the last time I use this laptop. I'm going to use my other laptop from now on. It doesn't have these problems. And we'll see y'all soon. Black Comic Lords, we got you.